I'm Sebastian St. James. In a previous video, one of my viewers asked, how long do you need to hold stocks to get dividends? If there is no time limit, I imagine there would be a lot of quick buying and selling to get the dividends. It makes sense, doesn't it? Buy a stock today, get a dividend tomorrow. Could it work like this? So I take my $50,000 on day one, I buy $50,000 worth of ABC. Day two, I get the dividend. Day three, I sell ABC and buy DEF. Day 4, I get the dividend from DEF and then sell it on day 5. Can it work like that? Yes, it can. You can even do it quicker. I will explain. To understand how this works, we must firstly give you some terminology. On the left, we see that the dividend is declared. That's declaration date, pretty straightforward. The stock then trades in a cum-dividend period for quite a period of time. It then goes ex-dividend, and then later on you have the payment date. Right, let's break each of those up. Dividend declaration announces how much the dividend will be and the relevant dividend dates. Here's an actual dividend announcement from AGL. Does it have the required data in it? Well, it's got the date of the announcement, how much it's actually distributing, in this case 10 cents. It's got the ex-dividend date, record date and payment date. Yep, it all seems to be there. Cum-dividend period. What does this mean? Firstly, cum here means with. Cum can also mean other things, but that's out of scope. This period occurs after the dividend is announced, but before it goes ex-dividend. So it can be, a few weeks. As opposed to the cum-dividend period, which is an actual period of time, the ex-dividend date is a single day. Ex means without. It's the date the shares no longer carry a dividend. To be entitled to a dividend, a shareholder must have purchased the share before the ex-dividend date. If you purchase shares on or after the ex-dividend date, the previous owner of the shares, not you, is entitled to the dividend. So on AGL's announcement, the ex-dividend date there is the 1st of the 9th. So T+2, T is a trade date. When you buy or you sell your shares, it settles 2 business days later, not calendar days. Here's a calendar. If you trade on the 5th of September, the 5th of September is a Monday, therefore it settles on T+2, which is the 7th. If it trades on the 9th of September, 9th is a Friday, therefore it wouldn't settle until the 13th, which is a Tuesday. Settlement, is that like when I'm buying a house and the house settles? Yes, exactly. So on the settlement day, money is transferred to the seller and the shares are transferred to the buyer, exactly like buying a house. T+2 creates confusion. T is a trading date when you actually trade your stock, and then it does not settle for a couple of days later. The question is, if ABC goes ex-dividend on day 5, option number 1 is that you can buy on day 4. As long as you bought it before day 5, you're fine. Option number 2 is it must have settled by day 4, in which case you must buy it by day 2 because of the T+2 rule, right? I could understand why people are actually confused about this. I had a conversation with my own broker recently, and the CSO, the person on the phone, was also confused and actually got the information wrong. So there you go. To understand about the truth of which of those dates I pick, first of all, we need to understand what the record date is. The record date is the date the dividend eligibility is determined. It occurs at 5 p.m. and it occurs on the ex-dividend date, which we've discussed already, +1, so it's the next day after. All changes to your registration details must have been finalised, so your bank details, your TFN, all those sort of stuff, it must be with the registry. In our example of AGL, the record date is the 2nd of the 9th. Notice the ex-date is the 1st, so it's actually 1 day after, as it should be. The fact that ex-dividend date is here and exactly 1 day later becomes the record date should give a clue to which is the last date you can actually buy your shares. So here it is. I shall reveal the answer. The last date to buy ABC is day 4. It will go ex-dividend day 5, so the next day. It settles on day 6, so that's T+2. Day 4 plus 2 is 6. The record date is day 6 at 5 p.m. Right, that makes sense. But when is the first day I can sell a stock and still get the dividend? It goes ex-dividend on day 5. Therefore, you can sell it on day 5 because it's gone ex-dividend. The record date at 5 p.m, you still own it because of the T+2 rule. And your trade to sell the stock actually settles on day 7, which you don't own it, but day 6 has already come and the record date's happened and yeah, you've been paid out the dividend. So far I've talked about being paid out the dividend when I was talking about record date. That is a date it's determined. The actual payment when it will be transferred to your account is actually up to a few weeks later. Payment date is the date the dividend is physically paid into your bank account. It's a few weeks after record date, and you don't have to hold the shares at this date. Remember, you can sell your shares from ex-dividend day onwards. In the case of AGL, the payment date is the 27th or the 9th. And you can see record day there when it's all determined is on the 2nd, so it's about 3 weeks later. Well, you now have all the details that you need to know, theoretically, to figure out how quickly you can turn over shares and still get the dividends. But let me break it down for you. So the quickest possible turnover of stocks. Day 1, you buy ABC. ABC goes ex-dividend on day 2, so you can sell it straight away on that same day. On day 2, we're only on day 2, you then buy DEF. You sell DEF on day 3 because it goes ex-dividend. You buy GHI, it goes ex-dividend, you can sell it. So Lone Star, how long do you have to hold stocks to get the dividend? The answer is 1 day. As long as you actually own it overnight, just before the day of ex-dividend, then you will in fact get that dividend. Foiled by the 45-day rule. There is a holding period rule of 45 days. The holding period rule requires you to continuously hold shares at risk for at least 45 days. Why? To be eligible for the franking tax offsets. Say what? Well, this is basically how it works. Franking credits are credits that are given to you because the company's already paid tax. If you do not hold your share for 45 days, then you may not be eligible for those credits, in which case you would not apply them to your tax. You'd have to completely ignore them. Can you explain that a bit further? Yes, I can. The 45-day rule only applies to dividends which are franked, because that's the penalty. If they're not franked, completely unfranked, it doesn't apply. Now, there is a small shareholder exemption. So, if your franking credits on all your holdings of your shares adds up to $4,999, you're golden. If it's one more dollar up to $5,000 and above, no, the rule applies to you. So the 45-day rule is to stop people buying and selling shares quickly, churning them over to get all the dividends. Exactly what the questioner asked. Yes, that's what it's there for, and this is the layout of those days. So, the day that you buy and sell the shares do not count in the 45-day rule. So, day 1 you buy ABC, day 2 to 46, 45 days. You hold ABC, and then day 47 you can sell it, and that's how it works out. Right, I've got it. So I get my shares, buy a few little options to hedge them, and hold them for 45 days, right? No, you can't. At risk means at risk. This means you must continuously own shares at risk for at least 45 days. The financial risk of owning shares may be reduced through such arrangements as hedges, options, and futures. So if you employ any of those, then your 45 days do not count. If you were to buy a share and then suddenly it was to go ex-dividend on you, and let's face it, not everybody looks up dividends before they buy the share, then as long as you continue to hold it for at least 45 days, you are sweet. I'll give you an example. Day 1, you buy ABC. Day 2, it goes ex-dividend. Oh no, I have not held it for 45 continuous days. But don't worry, you continue to hold it for 45 days, even though it's gone ex-dividend. And on day 47, you can sell it and you can still claim to have held it for 45 continuous days at risk, and therefore you're sweet. You've satisfied the criteria. 45 days slows down the plan, but can I actually still implement it? So, buy a stock, keep it for a month and a half, get the dividend, sell it, on to the next one, get the dividend over and over again. The answer is yes, but should you? Is that a good strategy? That I will answer in the next video, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on the conclusion. I'm excited about dividends. Can you tell me what dividends are coming up soon? Oh yes, I can. Here is a list of stocks on the ASX that have their dividend date coming up very soon. Coles Group goes ex-dividend on the 2nd of September, so theoretically you still have time to buy this. The Shaver Shop, yes, I'm familiar with them. Iluka Resources, a mining company, is on the 5th. Adair's, a furniture store, is on the 5th. Bendigo Bank is also on the 5th. That's a list of stocks which are paying dividends out in the next few days. Are these good stocks to buy into? That's totally out of scope. It's just the list of dividends which are coming up. Okay, then how do I go about finding companies with good dividends? What are good options? What are the best dividend stocks in 2022? Click here to find out.